Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, welcome everyone. We have a large agenda today, so we will try to get through it as quickly as possible, but no guarantees. To start today, I do want to remind everybody that this is a public meeting. Any items, and it will be recorded and posted on the Umatilla County website. If there's anybody that has any comments that aren't on a subject that isn't on the agenda, please come forward now and we'll keep it to 3 minutes. Seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting today with some accommodations that came from the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office. And I'll start with the telecommunicator of the quarter, Rachel Haller. Rachel, there she is. Hiding back in the corner. Come on up and I'll read this off for you.
They didn't tell you that part, did they?
No.
Get right. Okay, now turn around. Give a speech. I'd like to read this. This is from the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office. Recognition of outstanding performance, Q4 2025 Dispatcher of the Quarter. This letter serves to formally document the recognition of Rachel Haller as the Q4 Dispatcher of the Quarter. This distinction highlights her exceptional skill, unwavering commitment, and valuable leadership within the UCSO Communications Center. Rachel has been a deeply valued and vital part of the UCSO family since joining us in 2019. Her dedication to public safety is consistently evident in her professional conduct. A significant recent achievement demonstrating her pursuit of excellence is the completion of the rigorous coursework for the NENA Excellence in Dispatch Certificate. This prestigious certification, awarded by the National Emergency Number Association, or NENA, signifies an elite level of training, knowledge, and operational proficiency, distinguishing Rachel as a subject matter expert and a national leader in emergency communications. She has also holds an intermediate level certificate for telecommunicators. Furthermore, Rachel is an active and passionate member of our UCSO wellness team, demonstrating a profound commitment to supporting her colleagues both professionally and personally, and fostering a positive, healthy, and resilient home and work environment. Umatilla County Sheriff's Office is tremendously proud to have a professional of Rachel Haller's caliber on our team. We formally recognize and thank her for her unwavering service, her pursuit of excellence, and her commitment to the safety and well-being of our community. Congratulations, Rachel. The next is an accommodation for Deputy Arthur Alvarez. Is he here today? He's not here. Okay. This is submitted by Adam Gregory, Sergeant, Umatilla County Sheriff's Office. I would like to formally commend Deputy Arthur Alvarez for his professionalism, decisive actions, and exemplary performance during his response to a critical incident on January 17, 2026 in Stanfield, Oregon. On January 17, 2026, at approximately 18:32 hours, Deputy Alvarez responded to assist the Stanfield Police Department regarding a reported suicide attempt at the Copper Corner Apartments. Upon arrival, Deputy Alvarez immediately recognized indicators consistent with an active hanging attempt and assisted with a forcible entry to the residence in an effort to preserve life. Deputy Alvarez is effectively coordinated with assisting officers and EMS personnel, provided a thorough briefing upon their arrival, and ensured the scene was secured following the subject's transport for medical care. His actions were timely, deliberate, and directly contributed to stabilizing the subject prior to the transfer to the hospital. Deputy Alvarez's conduct during this incident reflects credit upon himself and the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office. His calm demeanor under pressure, sound judgment, and commitment to preserving life are commendable and consistent with the highest standards of law enforcement service. Thank you to Deputy Alvarez. Great job, well done. The next is the the official announcement of the 2025 Telecommunicator of the Year. This is from Lieutenant Justin Russell, and this is a recognition of Sergeant Terry Lauricella.
She's not here.
Not
She's
here
in the
either.
midst of
Okay.
wedding.
Well, you can stand up for her. You're not helping with the wedding planning?
No, I think it's Eugene.
Oh, got it. It's with great pride and distinct pleasure that the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office announces Sergeant Terry Lauricella as our Telecommunicator of the Year. This award recognizes an individual who embodies the highest standards of public safety, leadership, and dedication. Since joining our team on October 1st, 2008, Sergeant Lauricella has been a cornerstone of our communications center, serving as a lifeline for both our citizens and our deputies in the field. Over the past 17 years, Terry has consistently demonstrated a commitment to professional growth and operational excellence. The heart of the radio. Beyond the certifications and titles, Sergeant Lauricella is being honored for her unwavering composure and her passion for the thin gold line. Whether she is managing a complex emergency or mentoring a new trainee, her impact on the safety of Umatilla County is immeasurable. Please join us in congratulating Sergeant Terry Lauricella on this well-deserved honor. We are fortunate to have her leadership and dedication within our ranks. And please take.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get a longer arm.
The next is talks to an event that the three commissioners were able to attend this last Friday night. It was the Distinguished Service Awards for here in Pendleton, Oregon. And as always, the city of Pendleton and the Chamber of Commerce put together just an incredible evening and honored some incredible people. Woman of the Year, Distinguished Woman of the Year was Sue Peterson, a lady that all of us interact with, very passionate about Pendleton and her surroundings for sure. Never shies away from a conversation with any and all of us. I always enjoy my conversations with Sue, that there is no doubt about it. And to listen just in her voice, the passion she has for Pendleton is incredible. The Man of the Year is a little bit closer to home for us. It was Sergeant Dwight Johnson, Sergeant with the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office and Search and Rescue. He is a critical part of SARS, but he's also a critical part of the city of Pendleton. His dedication and volunteerism is what exemplifies the Distinguished Citizens Award. His participation on the board of directors from Neighbor to Neighbor is long-standing, and his dedication to that program and helping the underserved and those in need goes without even acknowledgement. But the recognition of Dwight kind of put a big old lump in my throat because I've had the opportunity to work with Dwight quite a bit. And so from the commissioners, our hats are off to both of those, but especially Dwight because he's a family member. So thank you to Dwight and Sue and all of the award winners this year at the Pendleton Distinguished Citizens. Other recognitions, awards, or comments from the.
I'm going to tuck in right behind what you said. I got to watch Dwight in action the other night when 63 of us across Umatilla County went out and did the pit count. And so Dwight runs, like you said, neighbor to neighbor. It's full every single night. And what they supply to the city of Pendleton, people don't realize. And going out and doing the pit count, we sat down and visited with our homeless community. That number is growing, 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 and saw some things that would absolutely break your heart. So my hat's off, though, to those 63 people who went out there, especially people from, like the city of Pendleton. The mayor was there, the city manager was there, people that just don't sit behind a desk. I mean, they truly got out there and tried to learn what they could. And I was sitting beside a lady, and she leaned over to me and she said, "This is hard." And the first thing I thought was, isn't that amazing that you work with this population all the time, and yet you don't really realize what they're going through until you get face to face with them. So anyway, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience, but really my hat's off to those people who stepped in and are trying to make it better.
Commissioner Schaefer?
I just want to thank the dispatchers in the room. I know how difficult of a job you do. And clearly Sergeant Lauricella had an amazing training officer. That's all I have. So, but seriously, thank you all for what you do. So you are the first responders.
Thank you. Entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from January 14th, 2026 and January 21, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Additions to the agenda? None. Public input at this time? Seeing none. Let's move on to our business agenda. Start with, come up to the podium and your name and address, and then go for it.
Jack from Millard, 72-222 Little Road, Pendleton.
Where's yours?
It's all yours, Jeff.
Okay. I just wanted to let you guys know that from May 31st through June 7th, there's going to be hopefully 300 to 400 Model A's in town. The national convention here this year, national convention is held every other year. 24, it's supposed to be held in Ruidoso, New Mexico, 3 days before the show started. A wildfire blew through town and they had to cancel. It's a devastating thing to those folks that did all the planning. Planning takes 2.5 years to make this thing come around. And my heart goes out to them. I know how hard they worked out because we have been working on it since October 23, something. Anyway, we have 5 tours planned. One up to Meacham, one to the fish hatchery up the river, and then over to Rich Allen's gas pump display. If you've ever seen those, they're fantastic. If you haven't, I'm on the group and go with it. Our grand tour is to Heppner, and because we're going to have so many cars, we're going to split it at Nye Junction, and one group's going to go to Ukiah first, and then to Heppner, and then the other group will go the other way. I have this is the first time it's been done, a tour just for the Model A trucks. They travel 30 to 35 miles an hour, maybe. And most of the cars go at least 40 to 45. So you don't ever see a truck. So, you know, those guys spend just as much money and time and effort into those things to get it going. So let's just have a tour just for them. So we've got a 30-mile tour just outside of town here. And we're going to meet at the Dallas Ranch. And Andy Spratling and Randy Brocker are going to treat us lunch free. It's going to be a wonderful deal. So, and that's 3 of them. And then, anyway, we're going to have 5 tours. I think there's 9 seminars lined up. We've got right now about 100, almost 170 registrations, and we've still got to go till May. So we'll get. Very excited for this thing to come to town. There's going to be Model A's parked all over town. We're going to be here for a week. We're going to have a cowboy breakfast in Stillman Park on Friday evening. And Friday afternoon, we're going to park on blocks 1 and 2 on Main Street. The farmers market, so it'll be a great time to get a lot of people down. I guess my message to Umatilla County is we're going to inundate the little towns. Folks want to, the chamber wants to get their people out there, let school out or whatever, let the people see these cars go by. We'll be stopping in a few places. By all means, please let them know. Because it's gonna be a great opportunity to see a lot of unusual holidays, I'm hoping. And, a lot of holidays anyway. 300-400 of them, I can't wait. It's gonna be very cool, very cool.
Will most of them drive in, or will they pull them on a trailer behind an RV, or?
The
will they-
fairly local ones will drive. I know there's a group coming up from California, and I think there's a group from Arizona gonna drive up. By a group, I mean, anywhere from 3 to 10 cars. I would say most of them will haul. We've had registrations from as far back as North Carolina.
Can't go any further. Can't go any further.
Except for-
east than that.
There's 2 registrations from New Zealand. And those folks go to it every time, so they're used to it. But they don't bring a car because it costs about $5,000 to ship it. And then you gotta do it, 3 months before it happens, so. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys can get down to the convention center and take a look at the cars. They'll be there on and off all week long. We'll be going through town. I've already talked to PD, and they're gonna escort us through town when we leave on a tour, because, we need backed up. They're just gonna, like, do procession, just head us out of town. So that'll be.
Does anybody rent cars so that you can take the tour?
Rent one, you say?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things. You can come down and go for a ride. I mean, if you want to go, somebody to haul you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we have we're going on what I'm calling a Rough Rider tour. Put on a few of these. And we're gonna leave our place and drive up to Indian Lake and go across the top to Scott and Bonnie Sager's cabin. Eat lunch there and come back down.
All the way through Yellow Jacket, all the way back down.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
There you go.
I'm not going on that one.
Come on. Yeah, that's the time I've had a Rough Rider tour before, we spend 2 nights up there. And we branch out from there and go. And people just love it. First year we did it, we had Severes come up and they sang a bunch of songs for us. We drank a bunch of whiskey and had a great time. So yeah, it's a good time. We won't be having any Pendleton this time because it's all in one day.
Well, at the end of it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe you sit on a.
I do have a question. How many cars did you say you were hoping that would be brought in?
Well, 300 to 400 registrations means about 75% of those will bring them. We have a few folks that just come because of what they want to do, or, they got a problem. Yeah, most of them will bring a car.
What was the date you said again?
The dates?
Mhm.
The dates are May 31st through June 7th.
Thank you, Jeff.
And I do have a short video if you'd like to be.
Yeah,
It's about
absolutely.
3 minutes. 30
Absolutely.
You know that guy.
Eventually. Howdy folks, Jack Remillard here in Pendleton, Oregon. This is where we're going to hold the 2026 MOFCA National Convention right here in Pendleton, May 31st through June 7th, and I want you to be here. Pendleton offers around 1,200 hotel rooms with an additional 300 available at the nearby Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservations Casino and Resort. We'll have all the classic convention activities, including car and fashion judging, but I'm especially excited about the tours. We've mapped out some incredible routes that highlight the best of Eastern Oregon's stunning countryside. On one tour, we'll cruise through the expansive wheat fields of Umatilla County, where 12 to 15 million bushels of wheat are produced each year. You'll see acres and acres of green wheat just weeks away from harvest. Okay, you Rough Riders, get your spurs on. We're headed out on a journey through the Blue Mountains, up Yellow Jacket Road, winding through the timbered landscapes of the Umatilla National Forest, just south of Pendleton. We'll stop for a quick minute in the mountain town of Ukiah before continuing on to Scott and Bonnie Sager's cozy cabin, where a delicious catered lunch awaits. Our next tour takes us to another mountain town called Meacham. It's about 30 miles east of Pendleton. We'll follow Old Highway 30's winding road, climbing up to Boiling Point, where the view is fantastic and worth the trip alone. It really is. From there, we'll continue on to Dead Man's Pass rest area for a quick break, then head on to Meacham, where I'll take you to one of my favorite spots for lunch. Another tour option includes a visit to the town of Echo. We'll explore the Rhodey Museum, enjoy a light lunch, and then make our way home, winding through the beautiful green wheat fields. For a grand tour, we'll head south, traveling through the historic town of Pilot Rock and onward to the scenic landscapes of Ukiah. From there, we'll continue through the Umatilla National Forest and make our way to the community of Heppner, where we'll eat lunch and spend a couple hours taking in the local sights. Pendleton is packed with Western hospitality and a lineup of award-winning events like the legendary Pendleton Roundup. Beyond the excitement, our town is brimming with talent, from skilled artisans to local makers. Take a trip to the iconic Pendleton Woolen Mills and don't miss out on our fantastic spots to eat, drink, and shop. I hope to see you guys in June the 26th. I want you to sign up and come up to our show. We're going to have a great time. So saddle up that Model A and come to Pendleton. This ain't our first rodeo. See you then.
Great video. Hold on.
Well, thank you very much.
That's
It's,
wonderful.
we're gonna have a great time, and I know that all the business folks around town are gonna be excited about it. We have quite a few of them that are like locals that are gonna advertise in our event locations.
Perfect. Thanks, John. Thank
Great
you.
video, by the way. The aerial shots with the drone footage, I think that was,
Yeah, Mike Wright did that. He does a lot of work.
it is good work.
He does. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Look forward to the event.
Get out of your hair. I just came for the maple bar anyway.
Yeah, grab another one on the way by. Now let's move to the next item on our agenda today is the vehicle lease for the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office and annual expenditure.
Morning, Commissioners, Josh Roberts, Lieutenant at the Sheriff's Office. Before you is a request for a vehicle lease, but before I begin, I think if you're so inclined, I might want to add a Model 8 to this. This year, our vehicle rotation program is moving along as it was designed. We're bringing cars in and rolling them out on a good rotation, and so this is a little more lean ask than we have in years past because our fleet is really kind of where we want it to be. So for our rotation program this year, we're looking to order 8 vehicles. For this year, we're moving away from Durangos. You'll notice that we're asking for Ford Explorers, we're asking for hybrids for a couple of reasons. Number one, the Durangos have had quite a bit of maintenance cost that we didn't anticipate when we went to it. And so throughout the life of these Durangos, there's really kind of a few main things. Brakes, we're replacing brakes about twice as much as we did on the Explorers. And batteries, if you think about batteries not being a thing, but they are. And the engineers in their great wisdom put them under the front passenger seat. So every time we have to replace batteries, we actually have to disassemble part of the cage, remove the seat. There's labor costs. It costs us about $900 and we're going through them quite regularly. In fact, one of our 2025 Durangos had 150 miles on it, and it already had to have batteries warranty replaced. So when I went and did the analysis, the cost difference over the life of the vehicle when you factor in the maintenance between the Explorers and the Durangos is negligible. And we're hoping the hybrids will give us extended mileage between fill-ups and saving fuel costs. And so if there were any questions about why we're doing the Explorer hybrids, that's the reason behind that, is just because of the cost factor with the Durangos and maintenance. We've had two of our Durangos go down with significant engine problems as well. We've never had that with our, we still got several of our old Explorers in service, and we're not having 120,000 miles, we're just not having maintenance issues. So we want to go back and explore the hybrid option. So 4 of those will replace 4 of our Durangos. 3 Expeditions. If you remember the last year, for the 2025 order, we talked about that we're supervisors and our cross-certified Marine deputies in Expeditions for the extra equipment they haul, for the extra duties that they have to perform, and for the towing capacity. And so this will finish getting all of those personnel into the Expeditions. And then 1 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's for the undersheriff. His vehicle is due to roll out on the plan, and so this is to replace his vehicle. Total cost, we're putting the Jeep on a 2-year lease like we did the other admin service Jeeps for civil. And so for the first 2 years, you're at $119,380.25. And after the Jeep falls off for the remaining 2 years, we're at $97,498.50. And so with that, I have questions.
Any questions?
I do have a question. On this Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's a 2-year lease, is that what it is?
Yes.
And then what happens?
And then it's paid off and we own it. So we can keep it for however long we want and sell it when we want.
Okay. Only question.
It's interesting to see, I see you go back to Ford. I mean, they are first on race day, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you for your diligence on that.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Although been a motion and a second, all those in favor? Thank you.
Still stuck with
Yep,
you?
still got it, Josh. Okay,
So the next item up, as we order vehicles, we have to get equipment. And so this is our request to send out RFP for an upfitter. This last year, we had a company out of Heppner, came in as the low bid. They've done very well for us, but we have to go out again. So this is my request to send out RFP and see who responds.
Second.
been a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Item on the agenda is the purchase.
Good morning, Commissioners. Riley Wortman, IT Manager. I'm here to present a request to install surveillance cameras at the road department. It's, I think, one of the last areas that we don't have any cameras at this point. And so we have a quote from Unitech to do the cable runs and camera installs for $24,873.62. And we're just requesting that we approve them to do the cable install and installation.
Just out of curiosity, does this come out of the Public Works budget or is this part of the IT budget, the reserve budget?
Not sure how Dan had it planned out for that part. I know we've had it as part of our planned budget for the IT.
I'm assuming it probably came out of the reserve.
I think it's going through like the building portion. No, we talked about it, but I don't remember which portion was it.
I don't remember. Okay, but it was part of the facilities.
I think so.
Okay, thank you. Other questions? Entertain a motion.
I move approval.
Second.
Been a motion and a second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Riley, welcome back.
So in this part, I've got 3 of our main firewalls that we're looking at upgrading. This is one of those purchases where we're looking to increase our security perimeter for our internet firewall and kind of Siege's portion of things. So the plan for these 3 firewalls is to replace some of the older ones we have, but also set up so we're encrypting traffic between our buildings. So we have the direct links between buildings, and by CGIS policy, we are supposed to encrypt the traffic anywhere that we can no longer, if you can't see direct line of sight between the buildings, we're required to encrypt that traffic. So the plan, we've had this in our IT budget for a while now to get this traffic encrypted. And so I went out and I got several quotes, came back with the net gates, which is what we've been using. They gave us a quote for $12,897 and $72.96 shipping. It totals to $12,969.96. We're asking to approve the purchase of those for the $12,969.69.
Approval.
I'll second. I have a question, Riley. So how long will this be good until you have to upgrade?
The firewalls,
Yeah, are you constantly looking at, I know there's people out there that are constantly trying to get around these or, and so how long will this last before, what do you figure is that timeline?
so usually for hardware like this, we usually aim for about a 5-year life cycle. 5 to 7 years, depending on what's out there. If there's actually a hardware exploit or something like that, then we're gonna look at upgrading. But generally speaking, we get about 5 to 7 years.
How expensive is it if, like, another county got hit with that hack? How much did that cost? Ballpark it.
We could go off like the one that Southern Oregon, we sent people down for. I think theirs was several $1 million worth of damage and lost data and lost productivity. So it's definitely worth it. I know we've got cyber insurance through Cowbell, and so that helps, but it's not going to cover the full cost. Actually,
$13,000 is pretty good.
it's a pretty good deal. And when we look at other options for firewalls, I was looking at some that were comparable that you have to have a yearly agreement with them. These ones, the software is the software is open source, kind of. So they've got an open source section, so meaning the software is free, you can load it on any machine you want. But they also have a kind of paid version that we're using that they do a lot of the updates and security patches in it first and then push that to the open source version. But a lot of the other vendors require you to pay yearly on the software upgrades, and this one, it just comes with that package.
You mentioned Cowbell. Is this one of the requirements to qualify for that level of insurance through Cowbell?
This one's not, this one's more for the CGIS. I think we've already kind of got the Cowbell portion covered with what we currently got in place. But they're getting older and we need to replace them anyway. So these ones have about the same level of, to the encryption standard that we're currently able to use. It's the same software, but it's newer hardware, so it's faster. We can actually put the encrypted traffic and it'll be at a speed that's reasonable for between buildings versus what we currently have, which would be, it's okay, but it wouldn't be acceptable for some of ours. For example, REMS are the records management system for the jail. If you put any latency in there, it gets really slow and that's the problem.
And I guess that was going to be my first question is how much latency or how much slower is this going to make it for traffic between buildings?
It should only add a couple milliseconds time between for transit, which is very low for an encrypted tunnel.
And then how does this interact with on external access?
So for external access, these actually run that VPN tunnel as well. So with the difference in processing power between what we currently have and these, it should at least keep it the same, if not better.
Will we have to toggle in and out when we go to a motel or?
You still will have to, you'll still want to do that, because if you're plugged in inside our network, that's different traffic, and you don't have to encrypt the traffic inside, when you're in the building here, it doesn't need to be encrypted, right? And then toggling it when you're outside of the building, that's where you really want it encrypted, so nobody can read those packets.
And this is just kind of a general question, but as the world moves away from software and hardware, how will this be, and I'll be gone in 5 years, but how will this, I mean, do you set up integration separately, or is it something that you address when the time comes?
For the foreseeable future, these should be pretty solid for that. Just they're currently used pretty widely. Mostly, they're open source software, so you can actually look at the software and make sure, validate that software yourself. And so a lot of companies like that. But they also have cloud options that are available if we wanted to go that way. But keeping things inside our network is more important realistically for us. That gives you a lot more security overall.
Yeah. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Riley. Great expert. Next item is an election payable.
Stand in for Dan on this one. This is a maintenance for our ballot reader. It's a continual cost. We pay this every year. The invoice is for $11,825.66. It's over the $5,000, so it requires the commissioner's approval. So we're asking to approve the payable for election systems and software in the amount of $11,825.60.
Remove.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you,
Thank you,
Riley.
Commissioner.
Thank you. Greater purchase. Fellow.
Morning, Commissioners. Tom Fellows, Public Works Director. What the Public Works Department brought before the board today is request for approval to purchase a new motor grader from Pape. Excuse me. This is consistent with our grader program of keeping our blades up to date. These graders now, this is the next generation coming out. They've changed a lot about them. So, but the price is pretty close to where our last purchase was. So we're requesting approval to buy a grader from Pape Machinery for $450,873.
Entertain a motion?
Well, I have a question. I'll move. I move to authorize the purchase, but I do have a question.
Second. Comments? Go ahead.
I have a question. You said the laws changed? What do you mean by that?
I said it's the next generation of graders. So the price hasn't gone up a tremendous amount, but they've changed. The software packages in them have changed. The instrumentation has changed a little bit. The options for a lot of the telematics and things, they've changed.
Oh.
So it's just the next generation of motor grader. As far as the cab, the appearance, most of that stuff is all consistent. It's mostly internal updates. It's kind of like going from on your new car every few years. They change them up and bring out the next generations.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Thank you.
Delivery date?
This right now, if we get it ordered, should be here mid to late May, which would
that's pretty good.
put us into the still in this budget year, which we had this scheduled for.
Perfect. Thanks.
I do appreciate the 5 years with a guaranteed buyback at $287,488. I think that's a really good deal.
That's worked very well for us,
Yeah.
and Someday that's gonna go away, but for right now, we've managed to keep it for another grader.
Well, that's phenomenal. So I appreciate your diligence on that.
It makes our hourly cost of operation fairly consistent and low.
They're nice graders. In a second, all those in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next item is Leadership Academy.
Morning, Commissioners, McCorner, Deputy County Council. Before you use the Payable for the High Performance Leadership Academy, this is the NACO training that county leadership is sent to periodically by.
Entertain a motion.
I would move approval of that, being the first person through the county through this program. I know its value. I think it's a phenomenal program, so happily move approval.
Second, I do have a question though. How many people is this tuition paid for?
I think it's five.
Five
I'm not
people?
sure. It's five,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Been a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor? Aye. Thanks, Nick. It's a great program. Next item on the agenda is the Solid Waste Committee appointment.
The next item for you, Commissioners, is Solid Waste Committee for Don Wysocki, willing to serve again. I think it's just a general public.
Motion.
I'd move to adopt order BCC 2026-007.
7, second.
Any comments? There's been a motion and a second. All in those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Next item is air quality equipment.
Sneaking up on anybody.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joe Kumar, Public Health Director for Umatilla Health. Staff members with me.
My name is Kylene, with the Climate Resilience Coordinator with Umatilla.
So, Colleen's got a little presentation for you about a project we're looking to do across Umatilla to air quality monitoring sensors in the county to allow for some information for members of the public and others to kind of have, especially focused around things like wildfire, smoke events, et cetera, which over recent years we have seen more of, and fortunately have no reason to believe they're going to look vastly different in the near term. So, with that, I'll just turn it over to Kylene.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Joe. So good morning, Commissioners. Today we're addressing the critical gap that we have in our county's infrastructure, which is called the data desert. That leaves 90% of our rural residents unmonitored during weather events. With that being said, Pendleton is widely monitored at this time. Our outlying communities are flying blind with hardly any data. Essentially means we have no protection in our outlying counties. Back in 2021, this gap contributed to a surge in heat-related illnesses. Also, with a rise in asthma-related emergency cases, this project isn't just a local preference. It directly fills the Oregon Public Health Modernization Plan that we have in place to use the data for health equity in rural areas.
Oh, there's an on-off on the side. I'm sorry, it's probably not even on.
You're good. Thank you, Kelsey. So with that being said, we do have to rely on the state monitors that have a 1 hour reporting lag at this time. With the wildfire or inversions, with that 50 minutes is a lifetime for life and death. Is the difference between children finishing recess in thick smoke or being safely indoors. Our network updates every 2 minutes internally, and then it externally updates online every 10 minutes. The 2-minute intelligence reclaim the safety window, allowing parents and schools to seek shelter before peak exposure. Particulate matter doesn't spread evenly, so these sensors identify the neighborhood level gaps where the plumes that regional monitors simply cannot reach or see at that time. So the technical validation, we aren't sacrificing the quality for cost. These units are dual channel sensors. That means that they have two internal lasers that constantly cross-validate each other to prevent the false spikes. To ensure accuracy, all the raw data automatically adjusted via the EPA national equation to match the federal regulatory standards. At just between $239 to $289 per unit, we're providing high resolution intelligence at less than 1% of the traditional air monitoring cost. That map on this slide is the current Oregon view of the Purple Air website. Half of the state is covered with dots. The other half is not, and that is us. That is why we are called the data desert. We move from the complex raw data to simple traffic light system. So that the green means safe, we are good, we can be outside and play, our kids can be at recess and be laughing and having fun. Those red and purple dots on, you just see red here. The moment means we need to close the windows and cancel recess, and we need to activate air filtration. So the big picture from the NOAA satellites with the local truth from our 17 ground sensors, this transforms a resident's phone, the phone that we carry in our hand every day, to a life-saving tool, providing precision, safety where we all live and work. But by the way, these pictures were taken yesterday. On the map on the left is an in-close view of the counties that we serve and that we have contracts with in our modernization plan. You can see a little bit closer how much of a data gap there is. Now, the one.
You're probably going to answer my question.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish because I think you're just going to answer my question.
The one on the right is the purple dots. That is the future map where we would like to close those gaps. Those are the 17 sensors that we're proposing that we would like to put out, and so that way the desert gap is closed. Does that answer your question?
It did. So the picture that's taken yesterday is the left side, not the right then.
They were both taken yesterday. It was just an overlay.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We do have enough sensors and a DEQ sensor in Pendleton. So this phase is about the rest of the county. We have identified 5 key county-owned buildings to serve as our possible checkpoints. These are places that we're looking into and that we would like to look into, which are county-owned infrastructures already. So in Hermiston, that would be the Stafford Hansel Government Center. In Milton Freewater, the WIC office or the Public Works office. In Umatilla, the county marina and RV park. Stanfield, the county public workshop. And Echo, the maintenance and historical sites. So we move, the left side is.
Real quick.
Yeah.
The marina in Umatilla is not.
It is one.
It's owned by the city.
Okay. We would like to look into it because it is something that is by the water and see if we can get a partnership there. And so the left side is that gray area where we are reactive. We don't have the data to be proactive. And so we want to move from reactive to the proactive for protection. So to launch this year, by 2026, before the fire season, we need 2 things. We need to secure host sites with 24/7 Wi-Fi connectivity and power. So we're targeting our county buildings, but also we would like to look into partnering with fire stations, libraries, and community organizations. Phase 1 is the site assessment. And then phase 2 would be the installation. And then phase 3 was make sure everything's up and running, and so everybody knows how to use and look into the website. that is public access. Everybody at any time can look at it.
Pretty sure I know the answer to this, but if I see like fire stations is one of the partners, and if we did installation, are they on the hook for the cost of installation, or does that get covered somewhere else?
No, the home program has put aside money to buy the sensors and some man hours. And then we do have a small or things, to be able to put those into those locations. We have a small little budget to kind of help.
Just to clarify, that the answer to that would be kind of negotiated between the two, right? If there are some costs in the installation, with what our funding allows, we're open to using for doing some of that, but there could be situations where cost becomes an issue, and then maybe that partnership doesn't work.
Thank you.
It's not intended to be a high cost installation.
I didn't think so, because she stressed low budget several times.
Yeah.
Small budget.
Units, as they come, it's either like a one bolt installation or even a zip tie installation if you have a spot. It does not take much. Power is really the biggest issue, is you've got to have a outlet close enough to be able to plug it in.
Yeah, and at the end of the presentation, I do have a video of an example of it being installed, what it comes with, how it should be installed. And it's very simple. And so all of our data and the methods are just anchored under the EPA and the OHA frameworks. And so again, I'm the environmental resilience coordinator, Kylie, and this is Joe, the director of the public health, and we're happy to take any more questions.
The short video, I don't know if you're able to pull that up if you would like to see it. It just kind of goes through what installation typically looks like.
It's about a 4-minute video.
Not quite as cool as the one we saw.
That was gonna be pretty tough to top. Especially if you threw the saddle over the head.
And it doesn't have any sound, it still has great visuals.
Are we gonna have to?
If you want to play, I can. It's a pretty compact unit. Everything's enclosed, designed for outside. Really aimed at picking up the particulate matters. Oh.
Thank you, guys. Questions or comments?
Two things. One, actually three. I thought this was a great presentation, except for the part that said barbecue is pollution. I disagree with that, by the way. And you're right, the video is nothing compared to the Model A, so. But no, I thought it was a good presentation. Thank you.
I have
I don't,
a couple of questions. One, what's done with the information? Is it archived? Does it just go away? How is it, if it is saved, what's it used for?
Yeah, so I don't know the answer for the duration. So the way the company works, everything, assuming we utilize their public reporting, their mapping that goes on, you have the opportunity to send it there. But it goes on to a public map and you can access that data. What I don't know is for like what period of time, how far back that data stays available through their site. I don't know the answer to that. Our intention is to have it be out, help corral some of this that's in different places to maybe a dashboard or app or something that folks can utilize for making local decisions in our area. You know, she mentioned the DEQ sensors. You know, we have 2 in the county, 1 in Hermiston, 1 in Pendleton. And, you know, the air quality is not uniform throughout the county that those 2 are looking. So this is really a way to try to get some data in some of the places that there are no sensors that we know, you know, the air quality is not uniform.
Yeah. I mean, even across the street, it's not.
Correct, yeah.
Schools stay out of recess in one school where it's completely clear and another school may be inundated. So I know that schools have individual monitors too. Will they all feed together?
So if they're using this platform, yes. And so Kylie mentioned City of Pendleton was relatively well covered, and that's because the City of Pendleton has some sensors installed around the city, and then the Confederated Tribes has installed some sensors in the area. And that's most of what we see when we look at the map. Outdoor sensors, there are some indoor sensors that also get shown, but we would exclude those from what we're looking at because it's a separate piece.
Yeah. I remember when we built Geotech that one of the options was to put these type of, again, more primitive, 11 years ago. But one of the things was that Pendleton was got a really pretty large grant because of the inversion zone that they're in. And it was, at the time, it was kind of a screwy deal because Milton Freewater is also not as strong, but is in an inversion zone and got nothing. And so it is a curious program for sure.
Right.
And this is just informational.
Correct. Yeah, our intent with this is information that's out there. We would intend to, again, try to corral it with, because there's a variety of websites out there that folks use when there's smoke events, that some of them pull some of this together, some of them don't.
Right.
One, you look at one versus the other. We would be looking at some sort of kind of consolidating things together. We're not looking to remake these maps that are already out there and available. And then some interpretation data, some recommendations, some advice that would be around that. But it's really intended to be for locals to make the decision, whether that's a mom who has a child with asthma who makes a decision on what they're doing, for the day, or whether that's a school official who needs to make a decision on a recess or an athletic event in their local area. This could be data that then helps them support whatever decision they make.
I think it's a great initiative. It always worries me, information collection, but it's out there anyway. You didn't mention budget. Is this all modernization money?
It is, yeah. So Kylene's on our home team, which is a regional piece, and so we're doing some of the same work with some partner counties. The split is the device purchases would come from our local Umatilla modernization dollars, and we tell the same thing to our partner counties. But Kylene is available to them to kind of help with some of the legwork, some of the running down, trying to make the partnership, identify a place that we want to try to have all get those agreements in place. We provide some of the staff time for that, funded through the OHA modernization programs.
Thank you, guys. Great initiative. Thank you.
I do have a question. Spray, will it pick up spray?
In theory, it may. I mean, it's really particulate, so if it's possible it could, if it's there. I would have to go look at the unit and see what their official.
This is particulate, not liquid or mist.
Right, but that can be picked up as particulate if it's
0.0005 or something.
right. But if it's strong enough and in proximity, it may pick it up as, you know, dust or something else, because it's just, you know, the laser's really just picking up that.
But it won't identify what.
It does not identify. This is really just particulate matter sensing.
Thank you, guys. Great job. Next item, fair payable.
Did we vote on that?
Look what we did, we're requesting action on
I think probably.
Approve the program.
To be clear, this pinky is not for approval of a specific purchase for a dollar amount, it is approval of the health department's involvement. Being in,
Is that the motion?
not made by me.
I move.
In this case, I'm probably going to go ahead and repeat it. So the motion is to approve the Umatilla County Public Health Department and their partners to proceed with a air quality improvement program as presented.
I believe that's as good a description.
Okay.
Okay.
there a
Second. I'll
You
second.
already made the motion. You can't do the second.
Okay.
that. Second.
I'm moving in second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Commissioner Timmons? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is fair payable. This is the first one to Cook and Spoo.
The commissioners, it's just payable for the fair for the appreciation dinner expense. Good staff LLC.
With such good food, I'll move for approval.
Oh, you just beat me to it. I did the exact same thing, and I'll happily second that amazing meal.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is for the Umatilla County Youth Livestock Auction Commission. The payable, okay, to the Livestock Committee.
That's correct, commissioners. It's just the payable for the livestock auction.
This is for
I'm not sure.
entertain a motion.
Move. So moved. Okay.
Got a motion to approve in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You. Next item is Housing Authority appointment. For the appointment of a member to the Umatilla County Housing Authority Board.
I can present this one.
Additional member? Or?
No, I did say, but I was incorrect.
Okay, I was that way.
It is a reappointment.
And as mentioned, the next matter before you commissioners is the reappointment of Doug Varick to the Umatilla County Housing Authority.
Entertain a motion?
I move to adopt order number BCC 2026-008.
Then a motion for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next one is an AOC payable. Association of Oregon Counties for their annual dues.
As mentioned, this is approval payable amount of $38,498.57 for AOC dues. Attachments have kind of a breakdown. Kind of.
I'd move approval.
Second.
Been a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Nick. Next item on the agenda is CDA property.
This matter is coming before the board as a result of the settlement for the litigation over the Clement Development Authority. and the disposition of the property of the depot. The terms of the settlement are basically the end of the litigation with each of the 4 entities receiving property, excluding Morrow County. And so what this entails is implementation of it and the resumption of the payments in support of the CDA and its expenses. Eventually, there will be a contract with a transfer and a deed, and this will include the acceptance of property that it's proposed to Umatilla County.
I would move to approve the implementation of the settlement agreement for the pending litigation over the Columbia Development Authority, including resumption of payments and authorization to complete and sign a contract and deed acceptance for the portion designated for the county, as well as any other documents necessary to complete the settlement.
Second.
Got a motion to approve the settlement agreement and all the 3 items. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 2 years in the making.
Thank you. Going to a public meeting. At this time, we'll have first time.
Good morning,
Welcome,
Commissioner.
Shane.
Good morning.
That's a public hearing on supplemental budgets. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Shane.
Right, we have 2 supplemental budgets today for your consideration. First one is 2026-35 General Fund Communicable Disease. The Communicable Disease Program requires a supplemental budget to appropriate funding not known at the adoption of the budget. This requires an increase in local revenue of $34,000, increase in materials and services of $34,000. The second is Budget Order 2026-36 General Fund Public Health Home Visit. The Public Health Home Visit Program requires a supplemental budget to appropriate funding not known at the adoption of the budget. This requires an increase in state revenue of $180,000 and an increase in materials and services.
Thank you, Shane. At this time in this public hearing, we will entertain comments from the public. All those in favor? Or excuse me, all those opposed? All those in favor? Neutral? We'll now leave public hearing and return to our regularly scheduled meeting. The wishes of the commission.
I move to adopt Budget Order 2026-35.
There's been a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to adopt Budget Order 2026-36.
Second.
Been a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. The next is budget transfers.
There are also 2 budget transfers for your consideration. The first is Budget Order 2026-37 Healthy OR Modernization. The Healthy OR Modernization Program requires a budget transfer to appropriate funding not known at the adoption of the budget. This requires a decrease in personnel services of $15,000 and an increase in materials and services of $15,000. The second is Budget Order 2026-39 General Fund PH Modernization. The PH Modernization Program requires a budget transfer to appropriate funding not known at the adoption of the budget. This requires an increase in personnel services of $90,000 and a decrease in contingency of $1,000.
Can we do these both together? We need to separate them, right? Yeah. Okay. Wishes of the board.
I move to adopt order budget number 2026-37.
Been a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor?
Aye. I move to adopt budget order 2026-39.
Motion and a second for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any closing comments, Commissioner Timmons?
No.
Commissioner Schaefer?
So our HR director, Jennifer Blake, messaged me a little bit ago when we were having a conversation about the High Performance Leadership Academy. To date, we've had 33 employees who've completed the NACO Leadership Academy, and 5 more are currently enrolled in cohorts in 2026 so far. So it's a pretty successful program.
The number I would like to see, and I think that's an incredible number, to be honest with you, but at least since I've been here, I can't think of an employee that went through the program that we haven't retained. There may have been through the years, but I can't remember.
But yeah, I mean, it's a testament to our managerial staff and, yeah, for sure. I agree.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
wait a minute, did she just text me back? Something. Oh, she couldn't hear what you asked for some reason.
If she couldn't hear me before. The question, Jennifer, was, at least in the time I've been here, I can't remember us losing a employee that went through there. Our retention of this employees that go through this program is incredible.
She said 1, so is 1 no longer with us? Is that correct, Jennifer? Yeah.
Okay. What a retention.
Yeah, that retention
That's
is incredible.
incredible.
Yeah, so.
Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. Anything else? Meeting adjourned. This was an easy one because I didn't have a pile of stuff to sign.